The man Jesus foretold that the meek will inherit the earth. In today's language, the meek are our empaths, our old souls, and our highly sensitive persons. If you're one of these people, today I'm going to share with you exactly how you can grow spiritually so that you're ready to inherit the earth, to live life fully, and to start thriving. It's been my experience as an old soul, an empath, and a highly sensitive person, and those I've taught over the decades of doing this since the early 1990s, we're stopped by fear. Fear is a delusion. Fear is our ability to see things that are not quite there, that has us overthink and become overwhelmed, become stopped and stalled, become stagnant and stuck in our lives, while those less spiritually evolved than us seem to thrive. But they thrive in one or two areas and not all areas. Today, I'm going to share with you a simple process to get from thought to result as quickly as possible. And once you do, you're going to discover your power. You're going to discover exactly how good karma is caused on command. You're going to find the access to what you need to harness the energy that will allow your life to thrive and prepare you for inheriting the earth, the birthright of all meek individuals, all empaths, all old souls, all highly sensitive persons. Hi, I'm T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium. I'm a Spiritualist Minister and Director of Spirit360 Fellowship, an online spiritualist church. I instruct the meek, old souls, empaths, and highly sensitive persons exactly how to develop their psychic and healing abilities in displayable ways that are there on demand when they need them most. During this process, they learn exactly what they need to know to start living life happily, to start thriving. If you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing to our channel so you never miss one of our weekly lessons about spiritual growth and development, spiritualism, or one of our online spiritualist services that we live stream on Sundays. I remember this day as though it were this morning. I was laying in my bed. I had just finished my meditation and I was really looking forward and creating the process of the day that lay before me. But I was in a funky space. I was in kind of a weird space. You see, my spiritual life was going really well. My practices were right on. In the privacy of my own world, I was doing very well with psychokinesis, my ability to move something with my mind, my ESP, my ability to foretell the future in short periods, and my spirit communication was growing ever more accurate, ever more verifiable. But something was missing, something was lacking. And in a blinding flash of the obvious, boom, I had the thought. I wondered whether or not I was worthy, whether I was good enough, whether it would work if I tried to conjure up Jesus, Jesu Christi, the Christ, to introduce himself and to share with me a lesson or two about my life and what was going forward. I took a deep breath. As I let the breath out, I quieted my mind. I went to that place of quiet receptivity, of thinking tranquility, a place I like to call the eye of the storm. And as I touched into stillness, immediately at the foot of my bed was standing an entity. As I cast my awareness towards that entity, there was a man of average height, dark complexion, dark eyes. In fact, the eyes were almost black, a very large nose, an intensity, a deliberateness, a confidence I had never seen before in any entity, and in very few human beings in three-dimensional form. I immediately recognized the presence of Jesu Christi, Jesus the Christ. In our few minutes together, we had a little conversation, more of a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Well, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. He wasn't having any of that. He basically had the attitude, you asked me here, big boy, now what do you want to know? There wasn't anything extraordinary. There wasn't anything magical. There wasn't anything special about what he said to me. I had heard similar things to my other spirit guides and teachers, to other entities I'd been around for almost a decade. But it was the intensity, the deliberateness, the confidence that was this vibration of the man who was Jesus that left me in a gap, left me wondering what was lacking in my own life to have that level of worth, that level of deservability, that level of knowingness to inform my actions. That was probably 20 years ago. And I still feel it as though it were yesterday. It was a milestone moment for me in my life as a spiritualist minister and as a medium. I don't share that with you to impress, to make me look any better than. The man Jesus will appear to any of those who are capable of seeing him and make the request with earnest intention. I share this with you for one reason and one reason only. Because after my encounter with Jesus, after he honored my request and came into my vibration, came into my presence, the process I'm going to share with you became real. Not some theoretical spiritual bullshit that may or may not work. I got the sense, I got the feeling, I got the knowing that this three-step process I'm going to share with you now is the process to have anything you want in your life, to cause any type of good karma you want. It's very simple. I wish it was more complex, because like most things spiritual, its simplicity has our rational thinking brain not want to give it credit, not want to give it credence. Surely if our brains were as good as they are, they would have figured this out on their own. It has to be much more complicated than what it is. But simple it is. We lovingly call this process the 3 R's: right meditation, right thought, right action. Right meditation clears a space. It's silence. It introduces us and brings us consciously in this moment to a place of thinking tranquility, of quiet receptivity, a place I like to call the eye of the storm. In this space, we can see beyond the veil of delusion that is our outward senses, that is our three-dimensional brain. We can access our intuitive knowing, our spirit guides and teachers. We can consider all options. We can think through all the consequences. We can see what foreshadowing lays before us about the future. We can create an actionable decision. That actionable decision, when acted upon immediately, without doubt, without fear, in a context of knowing it is exactly what our next step should be, brings about happiness, brings about a thriving life, eliminates fear and emotional concern and consequences. It is this process that allowed me to attract the woman I'm married to create a happy relationship. It's this process that over time has allowed me to get out of a overthinking, overwhelmed state as an empath and highly sensitive person, worrying about the consequences of every action way before I took it, causing procrastination. You see, the answers you're looking for all lie within. You simply need to trust yourself. Allow yourself to have the deliberateness, the confidence, and the intentionality of the man Jesus, to always know that that next step you're about to take is the right step, and execute it without reservation. And by so doing, imagine if every highly sensitive person, every empath, every old soul, was consciously taking their next action, creating a life of happiness, a life of thrivingness, a life of perfection, here and now, heaven on earth, if you will. There would be no space for all of the other nonsense and fear-based actions brought about by so many. Because here's what happens. As soon as you connect with this place, you begin to attract around you others who are open to this idea. You exemplify your spiritual beliefs in every action you take, bringing about results that you desire, thereby attracting others who are like minds and kindred spirits. Your life becomes sustainable, and sustainability is attractive. And that attraction will start to bring about people into your life who will knock. And given by your 3 R's, your right meditation, right thought, and right action, you will know exactly who to answer and what to share with them to allow them to experience what you already have mastered, what your life exemplifies. Sound interesting? Sound fun? I think so. You know, I've always been a champion of underdogs. And the meek, when I first heard about Jesus' prediction that the meek would inherit the earth, always rang true to me. I didn't know how. I didn't know the path that would take me to having this conversation with you right now over YouTube. But we are here. We are having a simple conversation. And what I invite you to do is let me know in the comments. Are you an empath? Are you a highly sensitive person? Are you an old soul? If what I'm saying rings true, if it feels right, I extend an invitation to you to see if spiritualism, as a philosophy, as a set of practices, is the right choice for your spiritual journey this lifetime. The way we do this is have you attend one of our online Spiritualist Church services. We offer them at 7:30 and 10:30 on Sunday mornings. They're conducted via Zoom, and you can get your invite by going to Spirit360.org. Once you've attended one of our online church services, if things still feel right, if it still rings true, we will share with you how you too can start to develop your psychic and healing abilities in displayable ways, on demand when you need them most. As we wrap up, I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for your sensitivity, your empathic abilities, being here as an old soul, learning how to accomplish what it is you incarnated to bring about this lifetime. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. Share with some other empath, old soul, or highly sensitive person this video. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss one of our weekly Spiritualist Church services or one of our weekly spiritual lessons. And as we wrap up, I want to say one thing. And that one thing is simply this. I bless you and leave you with whatever you're taking away from our brief time together, trusting and knowing that you will use it for your highest and best good to bring about what it is you incarnated to bring about, and to remind you that spiritual is as spiritual does.